You've also worked with Rolls Royce, where you've painted 6 cars, and it's one of one. So how did that happen?
Yeah, Rolls Royce came to me. People don't really understand that they're a 148-year-old company. People don't realize that. One of the first ever creators of the automobile, and they've never done a series collaboration with an artist. So when they came to me, that was a big deal. And they said, we want to create something special. What do you think? And I said, yeah, what have you got in mind? And the idea is we actually created together from start to finish 6 cars. I didn't just paint them. So the idea is if you've got the money, you can buy a Rolls Royce and you can do whatever you want to it. You can paint it pink, you can put hearts on it, you can take the roof off, you can cut a hole in it, you can do whatever you like, and you drive it around and it's your bespoke Rolls Royce. But Rolls Royce will never ever, and in their 148-year history, they have never ever put out a car from their factory that isn't Rolls Royce. They are the most protected brand in the world. They're one of the most powerful brands in the world, to the point where the word Rolls Royce is now an adjective in the English language. You say the Rolls Royce of fridges, the Rolls Royce of ovens, the Rolls Royce of cameras. It's become an adjective. That's how strong that brand is. People forget that it's actually just a car and it's a brand. So it was, a big project to embark on, a lot of pressure. But I worked with the chief designers in Goodwood, and we created 6 cars around the 5 elements: earth, wind, water, fire, and air. And then the 6th car, humanity, the 6th element. And I painted the entire gallery section inside the car because it's a Phantom 2 series, but it's the top spec Phantom 2, where the seats go down flat, where it's 1.5 times the length, the width, it's huge. And there's this huge gallery section at the front, which I painted, representing each of those elements. And then the car was designed around that. So each color, each thread, each ribbon, wrap of leather, every single moment and texture within the car was hand-picked, hand-woven, and taken from a color in the painting. So they actually matched the color to create the hand stitching and everything. It was unbelievable. And then on the outside, it's the first time in their history they had someone else's logo on the car, that's insane. That was the biggest moment. So it's my heart logo, and then each one has the name of the element. So each one is a one-off, and it shows these 2 figures entwined, to show that reconnection of humanity, linking to our 6 elements. And then it's the first ever artist-designed Spirit of Ecstasy, which is the lady at the front, which rotates and has the base, which says the 6 elements around the base, and each car rotates to match the element that it is. And then you've got the first ever NFT embedded within any car, but within a Rolls Royce, where you click the glove box, and the NFT arises. So that was pretty beautiful. And that was a charitable project where we raised a huge amount of money. The 6 cars sold like that to 6 owners that we sort of handpicked, which was amazing. And we raised a lot of money for 4 different charities, but the 6 cars spread over the 4 charities in the areas of sustainability, equality, health, and education, the 4 main concerns of our world. So it was a great project.
You had a lot of big, you've done a lot of these achievements. And how are you still so humble? Like what keeps you so grounded? It's very, very rare to find that in today's world.
I think that's quite easy for me, that part, because I don't believe that I create anything. I believe that artists get it wrong a lot. The artists that you don't know, the up-and-coming artists, the students, but also the top artists and the top names that get it wrong. They either focus on the finished product, what they're creating. That's not great. Or they go one step better and they focus on the process of creation. Often, they'll focus on that end product, who they're going to sell it to, how much for, who's going to market it, how they're going to market it, before they've even made it. Either way, whether you focus on the finished product or you focus on the journey of creation, it's completely wrong. If you focus on how you live your life as an artist, that's what matters. You focus on living a life of grace. You focus on purifying your intentions. Then what happens is, every now and then, you borrow a moment. Every now and then. But it's just a moment. It's not yours. You're borrowing it. And it's not a huge thing in the test of time. It's a moment, no more. With that moment, something magical happens. And then you give it back and you say thank you with grace and gratitude. You say thank you. If you do that, those moments keep coming. As soon as you engage the ego and you think, oh, look at me, look what I've done, I'm amazing. Those moments don't come anymore. People call it writer's block or creator's block. There's no such thing. It's when you don't live a life of grace. It's when you don't surrender. It's when you don't accept humility. It's when you engage the ego. They don't come. So that's really how it's quite, that's how I am. So I do it for selfish reasons. I do it because I have to paint. If I'm going to paint and spend my life painting, it better have purpose in the world, because otherwise I'm going to feel so empty by the time I die. I'm going to feel like, what a waste, because I sacrificed so much for creation. It needs to be worthwhile, and it needs to be a legacy worth giving your life to. And the only way to do that is to create with intention. The only way to do that is to concentrate on your intentions and on how you live your life. And then you can emit that energy that creates vibrations that last forever. Because once energy is emitted, it's got nowhere to go. It can't disappear. It's there forever. That's the only legacy. It's that thing of, if the world was deaf and blind and we were judged by our vibrations, how would we do? If we focus on that, that changes our world. It changes our life. It changes our consciousness, and it changes our sense of humility, because the sound of our voice, our projection, doesn't mean anything. It's our vibrations that mean something.